Hey guys, welcome to the Strange Dicefellows podcast. We are the Damascus Guild bringing you the All Saints RPG, which is the actual play game that we're going to be presenting for you guys over the next few months. So I'm Benji, the DM, and
I'm Mike.
I'm Troy.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Corey.
And without further ado, we present All Saints.
An ash I know there stands. Unity is its name. A tall tree showered with shining loam. From there come the dews that drop in the valleys. It stands forever green over Roth's well. All my life, I was raised to recite the teachings of Saint Androra. Long ago, there was a supreme being known as Dayan, who sought entertainment for his cosmic powers and created three worlds. The material world known as Ternion, a magical realm exists parallel to our own called the spirit world, and a holy demesne for him to reside in, known as Midgar. To allow himself to exist within each world, he split into three forms, known as the triumvirate. But when it was time for him to come back together and reassemble, one of the parts was unwilling. Some say it was from the god Kami, who waged war upon the others, using fiends to resist their influence. But I believe it was the dissension between each of them that brought us the fiends. Hecate has called my name. I will answer that beckoning at its source. I must travel to Midgar and convince the deities to come together as one. First scene is for Glyph.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
Glyph, you're residing on this map in the front portion, that circle dice right there.
Up here?
Yes, if you will place your money. And then in a chair right in front of him. Leading up to our practice sessions, you experienced a lot of things, and you do have the majority of those memories instilled within your character's recent knowledge. After accepting the position as the chosen Ransur's Asgard, you were stripped of all of your clothing, and at nightfall brought into the Ascension Chamber, which is where you were not forcibly pushed in, but they were eager to go forward with what was going to be happening. It's dark. The moon door is open in the ceiling, and moonlight lights up your body. Your hairy feet touch on a metal grate in the floor, which makes you a little uncomfortable. Are you ready to begin?
Of course I am. I was born ready.
You recognize this voice as Hugh, the leader of the Crescent Knights. You're anxious. You've been waiting for this for a long time. As you look up, as preparations begin to go underway, you can see there are several other seats that are filled, but it's so dark it's hard to see. Make a perception check to attempt to make out anyone else in the room.
Technology is wonderful, ain't it?
Yes, it is. You'll not believe it. It reset back to the main page there. All that it was.
Beyond does that all the time.
But we still love it. Yes, we love Beyond.
We support it all the way.
Another thing that we support is our sponsor, Bill and Ogre's Games, which is the room that we are residing in.
You need a
I
catch
can't
phrase for
believe
Bill
they did
Nutter.
that.
We have stickers.
We do.
Bill Nuggers, if we don't have it, you don't want it.
Yes, my perception was only an 8.
Okay.
So
The shadows pull in, and you can't make out anyone else in the room.
you're looking at the moon too long.
Don't look at it too long, you'll go blind.
You have infravision, don't you?
At night,
Cyber night vision.
next to him, or whatever, the dark vision.
Next to him. A black hooded man walks up next to you. He's rather large, but you're bigger. Make an insight check.
8.
You can't quite place who he is, but his scent is familiar.
What do I smell?
Meat. It kind of coincides with a little bit of fear that you've been wondering about that grate. You will face unthinkable dangers, the voice says from above. The man in the black hood pulls out a dagger. You know what's coming next.
kind of like tense up. Wait, how am I like tied up or am I just standing there?
You are standing there in the middle of the room.
Okay, so I'm not like tied up or nothing, I'm just standing there. Okay.
You think the dagger's going to come for you, and then he just sets it aside, places it on a table.
Kind of feel like the blood rush into the, to his head there.
He takes out a whip and lashes your back, almost quicker than you were expecting.
He's gonna kind of flinch and be like, a little groan, but he's not gonna scream out or nothing.
You take 3 damage.
3 damage. Bring it on. What's next?
Other side. Another entity comes out. Make an insight check.
That's gonna be 23, I think. Insight? Yeah.
You
23.
know this scent and shape anywhere. It's Doned, the guy you just defeated. He walks up to the stand where the knife was placed. And he says to the man in the hood, "Thank you for offering this." And he comes and steps in front of you. And he puts one hand on your shoulder. And he looks into your eyes, feeling a little cheated. And without warning, he quickly cuts you right here. Ready for the mark?
I just grin.
He does the one line down and the one line over, making the sign of ash. And then he
grimaces a bit.
Then he completes it by making the sign for guard in with the mixture.
He grimaces. Start to see a little bit of sweat trickling down his face there.
1 damage. Make a Constitution saving throw.
12.
You collapse into a puddle of blood on the floor.
Like collapse or just drop to my knees or
Like onto your knees, yeah.
okay.
You hear the voice from above say, "Enough!" And he leaps down from the ledge directly in front of him. "You have to be strong enough to face the terror of the fiends." He rolls to grab you. Gets a 23 to hit.
A 23 to hit? Yeah, that's gonna be a hit.
He pulls you up by your red braid and lifts you back up. You're no longer prone. "Will you protect the Hecate, even if it means you must suffer for her?"
Now he's gonna like kind of play along with this, and just be like, "Of course, my life is hers."
He pulls out a pile of Ransour salt. And he says, "May Ajora have mercy on your soul." And he takes the salt and he slashes it into the wound.
And this time you get a little bit of a very large grunt noise that comes out of him. Tears coming out of his eyes there a little bit because of the pain.
Take 4 damage.
4 damage, damn.
Are you still conscious?
Yeah. Barely. Am I allowed to cast any spells?
It's over.
Really
He looks at you and can't believe you're still standing. And he's impressed.
He's gonna be very like ashen with some cold sweat pouring down his face there.
Doned comes up behind you and says it's over.
And you see the glistening of the sweat from the moonlight on his back.
As you're escorted out by Doned, Hugh looks after you and is impressed, and you get +1 with him.
Cool. I need a notebook. I should have brought
The note section on the
yeah,
on
but
the
you know
section.
how hard that is to. That's time consuming.
It's not so bad on the iPad, but yeah, definitely would want one for longer things that you need to write down.
So 1 with Hugh.
Yep,
Anything else I gotta do here?
you're done.
Alright, good to go. So he's an ally, right? So
Yeah.
and Hugh, I'm guessing, is what? H-U-E?
H-U-G-E. It's not spelled the way it's
H-U-G?
H-U-G-E. Spelled like huge, but his name is Hugh. Yngvi. Flying over Odin's throne. The It's the volcano in the central area. Below you is the League of Riders, a mixed-matched group of dragoons. They'd be more successful, but they don't have very many dragons. In fact, there's only one fully grown adult one. You also see beneath you a tin building that seems to be built to survive the warmth of the volcano. The dragon's name is Verdural, and you've just returned recently from Ternion after the events that you had to practice with. What do you do?
I speak to the dragon. I land. The heat doesn't bother me because of my nature, but is there any damage from... Is it that hot?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're not in it, you're fine. Unless you went down into the caldera, you're fine.
No. I have 10 intelligence.
Welcome back, he says.
I have seen things that should not be here.
Like yourself.
True enough.
The last one of the higher up dragoons has left with one of the few dragon eggs we have left. He's taking it to a safe place where no one will ever find it.
Sounds wise. In this day.
Perhaps. It's hard to say which path we should take. But until we find another female that I'm interested in, or one of the other yups grow up.
You have a long wait ahead of you. But time is nothing to you.
I've waited a long time as it is. I can wait a little longer. What about you? What will you do? You're not achieving any sort of purpose waiting around here with the League of Riders.
I have that question myself. I don't know my purpose of why Ajor spared me. Koros spared me.
I find that a silent flight out over the mute reef helps me always to collect my thoughts.
Join me?
Yes, I think I will. That's how you influence the past, the present. He lifts his massive wings. They're green. He's a green dragon. They breathe fire. And he flies off in front of you.
I'll do my best to keep up with him.
Okay. He, after a while of showing off, he starts to pull back a little bit. And you catch up with him and he flies alongside you and you guys head out over the reef there. You pass over what looks like a shipwreck. You've seen it many times. Flying out over the reef is something that he always likes to recommend to you because he personally likes it a lot.
Did he cause that shipwreck?
No, the reef did at night.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the ship.
Has this been here since before? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's ancient.
Yeah. It was not ancient, but it's happened a long time ago. Yep. Things go leisurely. He doesn't talk to you, and it's eerily quiet out on the mute reef. It's named so appropriately. You hear the crashing of the waves, but it soon becomes a rhythm that you just tap into, and you find yourself able to think very clearly. Perhaps an opportunity lies in that.
Speak with Koros, perhaps?
Perhaps.
I'll attempt it.
Would you like to use your daily prayer?
I would.
Go ahead and roll 2d10.
0.
Oh.
No praying for today.
Could be good or bad. That's very weird.
Okay. Interesting. And the dice you used that you did roll was actually wouldn't matter if you used percentile dice or not.
No, it's just you would count it as a 0.
Because that was the answer. All right. Usually when you pray to Koros, it's not this effective. But you see a lay of light kind of part within the clouds up above, and it beams down onto the deck of the ship, and his body appears. His avatar, which you remember from years ago,
I quickly descend and land.
Verderal kind of flies off, seemingly not even noticing it. You called me here.
I land and kneel, stay kneeled.
It is very difficult to materialize like this during Hecate's reign.
I am beside myself to see you again.
Has it been so long?
It's been very long.
What did you want?
I just want a connection with you again. To know why you spared me when you shouldn't.
Are you ready to come back home?
I don't feel I deserve that yet.
Perhaps you'll learn it then. Look. He kind of lifts his hand and he points over further down the reef. And he says, look what comes from Habail. And your eyes are replaced with his, and you can see what he sees, and your vision starts to go extremely quickly over the reef and in between the scratchy parts of it, and it dips down through the waves and dodges the waves and dips down into the water, and then comes back up. And eventually, miles away, which isn't that very far, you see puddles of black goop climbing over the water, crawling their way closer towards the mainland. They are writhing. Fish are jumping into them, and they're consuming them, and they're getting gradually bigger. And you make an investigation check.
12.
Okay, you're able to count. There's at least 6, maybe more, before the vision snaps and you're back to him.
These unnatural fiends?
It's been a long time since you've seen them, hasn't it?
It has. And so many.
Yes, together. You wish to atone for the unfortunates of our past.
More than anything.
I can't say what's right or wrong in this. My influence is over. However, yours doesn't have to be. He disappears.
I will be your hand. These fiends are not natural. They should not be here.
Verderal swoops over and says, "Did you get tired?"
No, I feel energized.
Good, I told you a flight out here does that for you.
You're a wise dragon.
You remember that.
Now I have to figure out who to tell.
Tell about what?
There are fiends that's approaching the mainland.
Fiends. I don't know what that is.
Follow me. I'll fly over the fiends.
Okay.
If they're in the same place.
You get within about 500 yards, and he says, with his excellent vision, he says, that's far enough. I can see from here.
Have you seen the like before?
I didn't know that's what they were called.
And we know them as fiends.
They had them back in your time, too.
They did.
Interesting. I suppose someone ought to do something about it. He yawns lazily.
I think we have a few dragoons that may be interested.
You really think they're up for the challenge?
No, but the ones that survive, maybe.
He turns tail and starts to fly back towards Odin's throne. And he says, I know what those things can do, and I'm not going to get close enough for them to consume me. I'm too important. Imagine a fiend dragon.
No, thank you.
He lands back onto the rim of the caldera. And isn't there a organization that's made for this? He folds his wings and kind of hunkers down a little bit.
And this time, is there?
Something I heard about knights in Ternion who were made for this sort of thing. They're immune or something?
Do I know anything
Probably not. Maybe the kings know about it. The triumvirate kings are their employers, I believe.
They're in Ternion. They're what city?
Ternion.
Ternion, yes. I abhor being around these mortals again, but I need to find my place and my purpose. So I've been enlightened recently, so I will make the attempt to at least make them aware of it. What they do with it, it's up to them.
Okay. Best get to flying then.
Is that way over here?
Oh, it's there.
So that'll take me a while.
5 minutes.
All right. Let me see where your scene ends. Okay. You land at, you fly and you fly until you land at as fast as you can, until you land at the peak of the Wharf District, which is the closest landmark to where you're trying to go. And at that point, your wings are just exhausted. They fold and they are done. Because not only did you fly all the way there, you also flew all the way here.
Right.
A game mechanic which may not always work, but
right.
During the intro it does. And
I glided for half of it.
Yeah. We will go to Histion.
The maps are pretty cool.
Very gorgeous.
What is that program?
It's called Incarnate. Which is what I use for all these maps. You start right inside the city gates. Welcome to Ternion City proper. You've been traveling for quite some time now, taking a nice long leisurely break with your friend,
Shaka.
Shaka. And the last words that you remember him saying to you resonate in your mind as you have your determination. You very recently passed by a nest which looked like something had been burrowed down in, but decided against seeing anything else about it and continued on your way. And now, Histion, this monk, describe yourself.
Ex-soldier that defected and currently has a one-goal mission. Whether or not it'll come true will be to see.
What do you look like?
About 5 foot. Let me make sure I got this right. Yeah.
What do y'all
About 5'7", 120 pounds. A light tan skin from being out in the woods and outside so much.
Okay.
Long black hair and currently wearing fairly nice green robe.
All right.
Is
Is
that
that a gi? Is that what it's
It
called?
is. Yeah.
Okay.
It was given to me by Shaka.
You marvel at this map in front of you. at the city, and it's a nice city, much better than Jetland from where you come from. It's clean. It's it smells nice. It smells like flowers, and it just all around comfortable. Have a walk. Go wherever you like. You have your intentions. The more you explore, the longer your scene will be.
So what do some of the buildings look like down this main path?
From what you can see, you see a stall selling some greens, and you also see a nice house to the right, which has a for sale sign. The fact that the first home within a city is for sale, that's rather surprising. It probably won't last long on the market. Not that you know anything about Ternion.
I got no money, so that wouldn't help me anyway.
Never know. Don't know. You don't get what you don't ask for.
Flip it.
Well, I'm not sure I have the strength for it, but hey.
Okay. You can move your speed at a time, and then I'll give you updates as you see things.
Okay, so 35 feet, so...
You pass by a building that looks like a barracks. There are some soldiers going in and out of it, shuffling about their way. You see that one makes its way onto the top of the tower there.
so the barracks is...
The blue building here.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Oh, as soon as I saw it, I probably would have been trying to hide my face. And...
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
we got our first nat 1.
And they got a 2. Wow, they see you.
Oh my god.
Luckily, their perception isn't enough to notice that you were doing anything shady, and
I just sort of.
they continue on their way. All right, here you see shops. One on the left, which it has a butcher sign, also with a knife behind it, and a clothes sign. And to your right, you see a bakery with a bread sign, so you would assume it's a bakery. And on top of it, a windmill is also attached to the building.
Is it also closed or is it open?
There's no sign on that one.
I suppose out of pure curiosity would go and peek my head in.
You go to open the door, and it is locked.
Fair enough, it's locked. We keep walking down the street.
Histion's first words. Fair enough, it's locked.
It's
Okay.
adorable.
From here, you see that there is a shop up ahead, and in the distance, you can see that you're coming up upon a sort of bazaar. You feel like there's going to be even more shops ahead. But before that, to your left, is what looks like a pub with its doors open. You have been traveling for quite some time now. I believe you traveled through the night.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go inside the pub.
Okay.
I don't have any money on me, but hey, I might be able to make a dime real quick.
You would place him at the first red token on this way. Yep. As you enter, you see that the sign says Speakeasy, and there's a bar up ahead of you.
Would I know what a speakeasy is?
No politics.
Roll insight.
Talk slowly.
Inside? 10.
Okay. You don't have a clue. It seems like you should know, but you just can't recall. But hey, it's a building and it's open, unlike the other two.
I'm tired. I don't know what's going on. And I'm just gonna walk on in.
Alright, you walk in and there is interestingly enough, this building is very comfortable. Everything about it is built to appeal to the senses, such as luxurious couches, tables that aren't grainy wood, they're polished and nice, and the bar is welcoming and charming. Behind the bar is a very handsome man, and he seems to be looking at you, and he's like kind of laughing a little bit, just like not laughing audibly, but with a grin, like he's about to.
On saying that, I'm gonna walk right up to him and sit down at the bar and say easy.
Hello, friend.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
My name is Aaron, the proprietor of this establishment.
Nice to meet you, Aaron. I'm Histion.
I am curious why you are here and not enjoying the festival with everyone else.
I just arrived. I'm still finding my way around.
Judging by your appearance, you're from... Let me see if I can place it. Oh, Jetland, no question.
Yes, I suppose that would be rather easy to figure out. Sort of poking at my ears a little bit.
Your ears betray you, my friend. It might do good to hide them. Lest your identity be open to the public. As open as a freely spoken establishment.
Is there any hostilities towards us, heads?
No, not at all. There's even, my establishment even abuts to the Elven Ward. His word choice is odd there. I keep my back door open for guests that wish to slip in unnoticed.
I'm always one about being a little less noticed. Do you mind if I travel through?
Not at all. But perhaps refreshment first?
Here's the embarrassing part. I have no money. I could trade a few trinkets, but that would be about it.
Friend, I hate for you to spend your time in this city not enjoying its festivities. Something for you. Perhaps. Full persuasion. If you want.
Yeah, sure, why not? 6. I need a new size.
You need to throw those out.
6. He did roll lower than you.
Wow.
Oh.
But he has a +3, so it actually barely tips over. So he seems to wrestle with it for a moment, and he just resolves, "Yes, I do want to do this for you. It'll just take a moment. I'm going to make you something, okay?"
That's wonderful. Thank you.
And he turns his back on you. And what do you do?
I'm simply going to sit there with my hands laced, sitting at the bar.
Okay, roll perception. Do you look around?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm too fixed on him. That one.
All right. With that, you notice exactly what he's doing, and what he's doing is he's taking a mug, and he pours water in it from a glass, and then he takes a strip of parchment and he slaps it against the mug, and he caps the mug, and he rubs a finger over the strip of paper. And you can see like blue light exudes between his fingers, but he's trying to cap it. And he finishes it and he hands it to you. On the house, the first one.
Thank you. Is there still a cap on it?
Nope.
Just gonna down it.
Okay. What you feel is water and carbonation for the first time in your life. That's all.
Okay. That was.
Tickles your nose.
Isn't it fascinating?
It is. What is this?
It's called wind and water.
Wind and water.
The wind comes later.
They say that yes, it does, especially on the nose.
Yes.
They say that the two guardian entities of this continent are represented by wind and water and the balance that they offer us within our daily lives. It's why the weather is so mild here in the Esprite continent.
It's fascinating. You're clever. Is this your concoction, or?
I can't claim the magic side of it, but it is my water.
Well, it is excellent water.
I get my spell scrolls from a friend.
He's a very talented friend.
These normally go for 10 gold apiece.
You're
For the
quite a-
cantrips, of course.
You're quite the generous man, then.
I have to admit, it's a bit self-serving in the sense that I hope you might come back one day and keep an eye on the quest board. And he points to what you missed earlier. It's empty right now, of course, because they don't want me to give out quests during the festival.
I understand. But yeah, I would be more than happy to come back.
Histion,
Yes,
I hope you've enjoyed your wind and water.
it was quite delightful. I do hope I am able to see you again.
Do you plan to head on through to the Elven Ward?
Is that going to be the best way to see the festivity?
I'm afraid the festivities are right out the way you came into the city, most likely. If you head forward, you will come to the castle. Or if you go west, you will eventually come to the same place, I suppose, but it may take longer.
How much longer till these festivities I hear about start taking place?
I believe the festival is already going on.
Well then, there's not a moment to waste then, is there?
I guess you best get going then.
And thank you again.
You're welcome.
Gonna walk out and head right down to the festival.
Okay, roll insight check.
Uh, 14.
Okay. You've gathered that he's cleared something up, and that the festival isn't occurring in the city. As you're walking this direction, you kind of realize that the city's almost abandoned. There's a lot of people here, but not people in the streets much. There's people that aren't in the festivals are pretty much boarded up in their houses. because there's nothing else open to do. But you enter the next map, and we'll stop there.
All right. You said 10 gold.
You just
Are we
gave it
using
to me.
gold?
He should have said notes. Thank you.
I'm gonna need a little conversion.
I'm basically just going to only use gold, which is going to be notes. It's too complicated to break it down into small pieces.
Yeah, thank you.
If you buy something that's a little too cheap, then of course we can use the smaller ones. But... Okay. As we have the bar now set up for you, you return to the Wise Quill Inn. Come downstairs from your sleep, actually, most likely.
All refreshed.
You see Lorenzo de la Misi fiddling with his broken lute.
Oh, Lorenzo, how are you?
Oh, fine. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I just had a wonderful nap, and now I'm here seeing you. Oh my goodness, what happened to your lute?
Remember, you broke it.
I did not do what you think I did.
Yeah, it was you. It was your fault because we were playing and you were doing so well that you broke it. That's all that matters.
Well, if you want to, I know how to mend. Just hand it over. I'll take care of it.
I like that idea. However, he tries to reach for your lute. Do you stop him?
Yes.
Make a touch attack.
Okay. What the what? 3.
What's your AC?
13.
Okay. He dodges out of your way to stop him and he goes behind you. What do you do?
Obviously, I'm going to turn around and try to, grab his arm.
As you do that, he's very smart. He's very conniving and crafty. As you do that, he predicted that you would turn around and where you would position, and he put his arm out to grab where your lute would be. And he snatches it off your back. I'm late for the festival, and I don't have time for your little mending project. This will have to do.
I must warn you, please give that back to me, as that is my precious lute.
He looks over at Thane, and he says, "What do you think of this lute, Thane?" And Thane looks over at you too, and he says, I guess it's fine. And Lorenzo looks at you and says, "All right, you want it back?
Yes, I would love it back.
Remember the little deal we had about you bringing me a quail?
Yes.
Get to it."
Fine. I storm out of the building.
As you storm out, a man walks past you, does like that, and as he dodges you, he's waving a large quail in his arms. Roll in intelligence check, no skill mod, just intelligence.
Okay. 20!
Yeah, that's the mother quail.
Oh!
From your pre-game practice. Whoa, look out. And it swings back past you again.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah? Oh, yeah? What?
What are you doing with that quail?
I shot it and I'm gonna go turn it into Thane.
Is there any way I can buy it off of you or trade it? I need it for my loot. It's taken by a horrible, horrible man.
No.
Can I charm him? Give it back to me?
Do you have a spell?
Yes, I do.
Alright.
Alright. Spells. Person. Okay. 12.
He has to make the save.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah, DC 13.
Okay.
He passes. Hey, don't try your little magic tricks on me. If you want your quail, go get some yourself. All the babies ran into the woods. Shame though, they'll die in there.
Man.
He goes up to the counter and throws his quail onto the counter.
Oh.
Lorenzo calls over his shoulder. Better hurry. The spiderlings will get those baby quail soon.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All good beings go to heaven. Fine!
You get 1 point of mania.
Okay. Alright, so I rush out into the woods.
Okay, you have 2 routes you know that there's the exit to the city straight ahead of you, and also an exit here.
Okay.
Which route would you like to go?
I'm gonna go that way.
Okay. You head further into the town. Do you
Okay.
want me to describe anything to you as you go?
Yeah, everything.
Okay. You walk past a nice tree. It's a pleasant one. It has a better shape than most. You walk past the well, and you walk past a town sign, which is basically where you are. It has a sign of Aldshire written on it.
Okay.
You walk past a wooden fence, which curls around to a house. Now where would you like to go?
Keep going.
Okay. You walk past the barracks and onto the next map.
Okay.
You're walking this way. You see
It's
the
fine.
exit, and as you enter what's called Aldshire,
Okay.
you see. Make a perception check.
Hang on a second. 17.
Okay, you see several soldiers right there where that hill starts, blocking the path.
Okay.
They're not looking at you.
Okay. Why are they blocked? Do I know why they're blocking the path?
Nope.
No.
You've never been to this part of town.
Okay. You say they're right over here or here?
Right there.
Okay. But I can go through right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just gonna go past them. Not even take a moment.
Okay. All right. You go out into West Aldfield, and it's a very lush green area, very peaceful.
Okay.
Make an insight check.
Too bad I have to do the dirty deed. Insight 16.
You smell something. Smells like smoke.
I'm gonna head towards the smoke. See what's what.
The smoke is you see the mansion that's right here,
Mm-hmm.
and you see that it's been abandoned for quite some time. But what was your insight check?
16.
Yeah, the smoke smell is coming from the mansion.
Oh my. Well, I can't leave a building burning, so I'm gonna take my chances going there.
Okay. Do you go back to the path where the soldiers were blocking?
Can I go around in the back way?
You try to go towards the back, and you see that the trees are so thick. There is a cliff that you could climb up,
Okay.
or you could go into the forest.
Okay, is the building, like, how tall is the smoke?
You don't see any smoke, you just smell
I
it.
just smell it. Okay. Well,
You're used to that smell from where you're from.
okay.
It kind of brings back some memories.
I don't like that. But since it's not completely burning, there's only ways. Children, I gotta get my loot. I'm going into the forest.
Okay. You enter the forest through one of the paths here. There's a left or a right.
I'm gonna go.
There you go.
Okay.
As you enter this realm, it's called Thieves' Forest Welcomes You.
That sounds very nice.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Travelers to the
Oh, come on. It's 5.
Okay. You don't see any quail, but you hear something.
What do
It's
we?
very faint, but you hear the words.
Oh no.
Make an insight check to see which way it's coming from.
14.
It's coming from straight ahead.
That way?
Yep.
Okay. From that way.
You go out that route, and we're done with your scene.
Alright. So much emotion in that.
So much urgency.
So much.
Are you gonna have us describe ourselves again?
When it's right, when the timing is right. Which right now is Glyph's scene. Timing is just right.
Glyph has a broken leg.
Is it working?
He heard it.
Fine.
He heard
Just
it in the
depressed.
fight.
We had a little mini accident during the break. Okay. Changing maps is so easy with this. It's like, if this was any other way, it'd be so difficult. You're in the Ashgard Cloister's basin room. What'd you see? and you're looking into the reflective glass that's hanging above the basin. And you see your scar, the ash guard symbol over your toned and muscular body, and it's already starting to seal with the salt. It stopped bleeding. Doned said to meet him in the hatchery when you're done. You put on your leather armor, I take it? What kind of armor do you have?
It's just simple armor, leather armor.
Leather armor.
Yeah.
You pull it down over your body, and you think about your intentions. What do you look like?
Well, I was gonna have that on there. Well, I'm like 6'11". Alright, pretty tall. I got like big steer horns on the head there, which add in about another almost 2 feet to height. Long braid, like strawberry blonde, and just look very rugged, kind of like weathered skin, because he spends most of his time outside. Hates being indoors and in the cities and such. So he's been outside. It looks like he's just been outside a lot for a long time. He's like muscular, but not like super strong. So he's defined, I guess you could say.
Okay. As you cover up your scar, you're reminded of the promise that you made to protect the Hecate. But what about Gaia?
Well, his struggle is he's not sure about the Hecate there. He doesn't know who she is or what her intentions are. But I guess he just wants to see where things take him and where the decisions that she makes before he makes a solid decision on that, but on what to do with that. But he hopes that that this path will take him towards his goal of finding those druids and fixing whatever it was that they screwed up.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, you can leave.
Alright, so I'm just gonna walk out, just take a look out and see what I see outside there.
You take one last look at that old tree that you spent so much time with, trading off with Shiani. Mm-hmm. Your friends are nowhere to be seen. You pass by the training dummies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's the hatchery at?
Inside the door and then to the right.
Inside the door. Your what? So my right over this way?
That or left.
Okay, so that way. Alright, so he's just gonna go in without really, after looking at the tree, he's just gonna walk in and not even look at anything else.
Okay.
So,
pass by your old barracks room and then into the hatchery.
He's gonna stop right at the doorway.
You look in and you see Doned.
He's just gonna glare at him and be like, so did you enjoy your revenge there?
You were the one lucky enough to get the scar, not me.
Must have felt good to inflict it on me, though, didn't it?
That's not who I am. Is that who you are?
I'm not sure who I am yet.
I can say that I am sorry for the pain. I think it was some kind of cosmic comedic joke that they chose me to do it for you. Then again, so was our battle.
My dislike for you helped me get through it.
What have I done to you?
You're a human. Or Ransor, but you're a living creature. Part of the I can't say that. Triumvirate.
Are you not also born of a triumvirate?
I despise it.
I wonder that you might not be the one that should have been chosen for this.
We'll see. We'll see what the intentions are.
I would assume that the Hecate was also born of a triumvirate, as are most people that are living now. So, are we certain that she's safe in your presence?
Of course she is. I have no intentions of injuring her, or letting any harm come to her.
You may choose your egg now.
So he looks around, just kind of disgusted. I don't know, just angry at the whole fact that it was him that cut him. For some reason, it just really irritates him. And I don't know, what colored eggs does he see there?
You look around and you see all kinds. The tanuki eggs are not any one certain color. You keep walking down the rows and the aisles of the different eggs. They're padded with several cushions of straw. And then, when nothing seems to be calling out to you, one lurches in its nest. It's a little bit of an emerald hue to it.
That's the one that he just ignores the rest and walks straight up to it. So,
Roll perception check.
perception check. Let's see what this is. Come on. Yeah, 13.
As you walk towards an egg, you see Doned smiles.
What are you grinning at?
You're about to be joined with someone that's going to impact the rest of your life. It's very exciting.
Yes, it is. This one, it speaks to me. It spoke.
Did it? I didn't notice.
You see it kind of jiggle, jump.
No. But maybe that doesn't mean it didn't. He's so nice. Why is this guy so freaking nice?
I think that's what irritates him.
Stop
Is that yours? You're going to take it.
Yeah, he's gonna walk up and he's just gonna rub his fingers over it and just kind of get a feeling, a sense of it.
It's smooth, shiny, not a single blemish.
That's perfect.
Gunn is just watching you.
Huh?
As you pick it up, you feel magic pour into you from it. As you realize, as a geomancer, this is a casting agent. It's warm, and the closer you bring it to your body, the warmer it gets.
So, how long do I have to wait for it to hatch?
They've all been regulated at different times and different temperatures. I can't say. But if that one's yours, then I'll take this one. And he goes over to the next row behind you, and he picks up a teal egg. Well, I guess this is goodbye. I'm headed on assignment back to Arcadia with Fritz. I don't know. I didn't think I would
think it's something to say to him.
I didn't think I would be continuing with the Ashgard Order, but apparently they want me there.
Perhaps we'll meet again then.
He rubs his egg a little bit. They'll erect a statue of you, you know. If you last longer than 3 weeks.
3 weeks. The statue is of no concern to me. But
You're an icon now to all of our people. You better get used to it. And he walks out. You sit there, surrounded by all the other eggs, alone.
he's only fixated on his own egg. The rest of them mean nothing.
Okay. Where do you go from here?
I think he probably. Wait, was that supposed to be the last time that I was with? Because I mean, if anything, he wants to get towards a familiar place of nature, so he can meditate with his egg.
Okay.
For a time, and the closest thing would be the tree. So I guess for now, that's probably all he's going to do is head towards there.
You see Donad goes this way, and you catch him as he closes the door behind him. Or he's starting to close the door behind him.
He's walking this way.
Yeah, he's turned to close the door.
Do I get any sense out of like what he might be doing at all?
He looks like he's leaving.
Maybe. And has really no concern.
He leaves. You go out to the tree?
Yeah. I'm just gonna sit and meditate.
Make a wisdom check. No additions.
No additions. No additions. Think. Okay. Alright, wisdom check. There we go. So So I guess it'd be 14, I guess, right? No additions?
Okay.
So 14.
As you sit there in the quiet and you lean your head up against the tree and your horns graze the bark just ever so slightly, and you start to channel the energy of your egg and keep it close to your body, preserve its warmth, and you successfully enter into a communal link with nature. Congratulations. The quest you completed was called A Lesson in Fealty.
Lesson in fealty?
You land on the cliff at the very top portion, up that way, out over the water.
That cliff.
There is a very skinny, young, blonde-haired man. He's very young too, we'll say 20, probably. And he dodges out of the way as you land, come in for a serious landing.
I have to do the superhero landing.
Where'd you come from?
I ignore him.
I guess you're not going diving for pearls.
Where's the castle?
Straight down that path. You can't miss it.
I fold my wings up, put my cloak over it to hide as best as I can, which I'm still going to have a problem with because I'm 6 foot tall, wearing ancient armor, bleached blonde, or white skin, silver eyes with no pupil, and very long ears, even longer than elves.
He's just marveling at you. It's my first time having somebody come this way to come to my business. They usually leave that way.
I'll make note of that.
Yeah. But if you want to go out the way people come, you don't want to swim, do you?
I do not.
Cliff dive?
Nope. I'll go out that way.
Okay. Alright, take your movement.
And NPC is funny.
I want to meet him. Yeah, I guess I'm coming up on the edges of...
If you ever need any pearls, come back! Alright, you come up again, up to what looks like a dwarven market. But you're on the backside. As you see, the castle walls are right up there.
Yes.
Make a perception check.
Oh, that's the castle. 10.
There's something. There's so much going on right now. So many sounds are welcoming you that it's a little overwhelming. But you're about to walk right into it. Take your movement.
Is there an obvious opening to the castle on this side?
All walls. If you had your wings ready, they could
I
just
could
fly
fly
right over, but you're exhausted. There are several soldiers up on the castle walls, and some of them are looking at you.
I don't think it's wise to reveal myself to everybody, so I'm going to continue walking the back way until I can find a way to, enter the main area.
Okay. You can actually cut right back down through the cliff and enter the docked area.
Like right here.
Okay. Now, underneath your feet is a very odd dock. Pier, you could say. Instead of planks going outward this way, they're actually one long row, about a centimeter long. Make an insight check.
16.
Oh yeah. This is, all about dwarves, being from Dur. This is dwarven architecture. And what it is that the pier is segmented to where as the tide comes in, it will ever so slightly move with the tide.
Clever dwarves.
You almost marvel how people don't get pinched in it. It's so fine. Like an escalator.
No, we're not fighting an escalator. Is there a temple that I can see?
From your perception, no. There's just shops and they all look closed.
Is there anyone on the street?
Yes, there are dock workers walking around, as well as several boats arriving all at the same time. As you, but from where you are, nothing.
I need to find a way into this castle. Was this castle here? I mean, have I ever been here before?
Yeah, you've been here before. This is where you overwatched in your prep, or where you overwatched the.
So the entrance is.
Yeah, it's this way.
This way. Okay, so I'll just start making my way that way.
Okay. And stop. As you're walking, someone goes, "Joop," and jumps right over your head, and you can feel them graze like your hair.
I spin around.
You spin around and they're gone. And they land on top of this shop. Don't mind me. Just making my way out of here.
Flamboyantly.
We all gotta get our kick somehow. Zoop! What are you, anyway?
What are you?
Well, I'm the palace thief.
Oh. I'm a visitor to your town.
Oh, this ain't my town, but I'm about to make it mine. Phew.
You're a very nimble thief.
Came in handy when I was robbing that palace back in Hawaii.
So that was you? I've heard of you. Should I use a persuasion?
The deception
Or deception.
or performance?
Perception. Deception.
Okay, go ahead. Hope not. Don't go for the notoriety. Zoom. Zoom.
Well, I'll tell you now, I have nothing to steal, so your time is wasted with me, unless you want to accompany me to the castle. I'm sure they would love to see you.
He calls off, already being pretty far away from you, and he says, "Don't need to be robbing any more castles today." Make a perception check.
That's me, not Glyph. But I would've done it.
What would you do?
I would have tripped him. Not Glyph. Me personally, I would have tripped him. I would have found some way to, as he's jumping, to trip him.
23.
He's slightly
You look back over at the ship that he just jumped off of, and it has red sails. And there's a man looking out after him. And he doesn't seem to notice you, but he's staring intently at the guy that just left.
Red is in Kuros red?
Yeah. It matches your shield, the central shield.
I'll turn around and head towards the ship. It looks familiar. A comforting color, anyway.
As you walk up in front of the gangplank, there's a very surly man. What?
I assume by your demeanor that the nimble little thief caused you some problems.
Who? Old Juke? Nah.
Oh, he makes the same sound. His name is the same sound he makes when he jumps.
Annoying, isn't it?
It is very.
Maybe he won't come back this time. Scarlet Gown's better without him.
Scarlet Gown. Does that sound familiar? No.
Not to your in-game character.
Your colors are familiar to me.
Oh, yeah. Suppose it would be. He looks at your shield. He doesn't have any other connection.
Yeah. Why would he? Would you like to see Jupe again, or?
Nah, he's annoying. You want him?
Oh, I have no use for him.
He can be pretty useful. We used to do, the little guy. Gets into some hard up places.
If you stand still for one more second, I might either smite him or hire him.
somebody walks past behind him, and he kind of stiffens up and says, "Move along, sir. Got nothing to see here. Find your own dock. This one's taken."
Perception.
Yeah.
24.
It is the same guy that was looking after Jupe. He's moved to the back of the ship.
This wasn't the connection I was gonna that I thought was here, so I'll leave.
Yeah, best do that. Good night.
What? Continue my travels towards the castle opening. The gate.
As you reach the next dock, there's a man and a woman standing there, and the man is dressed in a black suit of material that you've never seen with red hair, and the woman also has red hair, and she's dressed like a roguish archetype kind of woman, and they're kind of talking to each other quietly. Behind them, what'd you get for perception?
It was like 24, 25.
You see that the ship they came from is almost a luxury cruise liner. It's a party ship. They're talking to each other.
Human?
Looks like it. The man has katanas on his waist. She has a dagger in her hip.
Humans up to no good. I'll make note of them, but continue.
As you walk past, make a investigation check if you like.
I'm gonna stop rolling one of these days.
Alright. They're talking to themselves and you hear nothing as you continue forward.
Oh, I thought it was.
It's an Easter egg.
Huh?
It's an Easter egg.
Well, I found it. Did anybody else find it?
Possibly. We'll find out.
As you walk this way, someone cuts out in front of you, and she turns around, and she's very beautiful. She has brunette hair, and she's wearing red cloth armor with katanas at her sides also. And she says, "Sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm in a hurry.
I see that.
I best go."
Watch out for the jumping, lad.
Jump? What? What? Weird guy.
Is this another campaign character you know?
Not this one.
Oh.
The Easter egg is.
The Easter egg was.
Okay. You continue on, and do you want to go anywhere else?
What is that?
You reach, that looks like a barge.
Oh, okay.
That's where a lot of work going on with them there. They're moving boxes and the like.
Continue.
Okay, you leave your map. Histion.
Alright.
Just take a guess and see where you
I
end
came
up.
up this way, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna call you down here.
Just take it.
Good
Take
job.
a guess.
You guys are learning so
Oh!
Oh!
I'm in the water.
You're here.
No!
Right there. Yeah.
You just pop into the water. Be like, what?
Before you, there is a moat in front of the clock tower, and a business to your left made of stone.
Okay. What does the business look like, or does it just look like a?
It looks like there's a sword and shield hanging from the banner.
I've got what I need.
Go ahead.
I'm assuming this is the castle up here.
Mm-hmm. As you get to about right there, you see that there is that is right there next to the fountain of the moat, and there's a couple of half elves that are using water from the moat to wash it.
I'll approach him. So, what are you doing?
Well, hey, we're washing this carriage here, getting it ready for the Hecate.
Oh, this is the Hecate's carriage.
Yeah, she's gonna go to the festival in it. We gotta keep her safe inside.
Absolutely, it's important. important to keep us safe from near-to-us.
Yeah. And they like look really guilty.
We didn't do anything bad today.
What's yesterday? What's the day before?
3 days ago, maybe, but not the day before, and definitely not yesterday. The other one behind him pokes his head out and he says, and it's a girl actually, and she says, "We're Mondanes."
Danes.
And he says, "Yeah, city dwelling half-elves. Not like those silly wild brutes that want to stay to the old ways."
It's not always bad to stay to the old ways, but it isn't also good to not look forward.
He pulls his eye down and sticks his tongue out at you.
Hey, we got work to do. Yeah, we gotta clean this. We gotta clean this.
Certainly you don't want to be a ne'er-do-well, now do you?
Well, what's in it for us?
Do you want to get back to work so the headgate doesn't get in trouble?
Yeah. They look easily confused.
I can tell.
Hey, mister, the girl comes about from behind the carriage and she says, "Hey, we work for real cheap if you have anything that needs cleaning."
But you see, all me is all that I have.
So how much gold is in your pocket?
Take my pocket, pull them out. There's lots of time on me.
He doesn't have anything. Let's get back to work. Wasted time again. We would have been done by now.
That's why you need to work harder and don't get distracted.
He says after he distracted us. Yeah.
Gonna walk just past it and sort of stare the carriage down for a second.
As you turn around, like you were facing that way to walk that way, I'm guessing, but also keeping an eye on the carriage.
Yeah.
But as you get to that point and turn around and look at it, you see that they're staring at you. In that, make an insight check.
$14.
You're an elf. And while, yeah, there are elves in this city, first of all, you're not festival. And second, you're just walking around like a weirdo. and they're like, "What is going on here?"
Upon that, I do apologize. I'm not from around here. Could you perhaps point me in the direction of the festival?
The boy just kind of points back that way.
This is so much harder to navigate in the woods. So which way? Like back this way?
Like out of the city. They're pointing out of the city, yeah.
I don't know. Let's see if they're telling the truth.
Roll insight.
Or if I think that they're pointing me.
Probably both.
That way. 10.
It could be either way. I'm not sure.
That way.
The other guy was quite nice when he directed me this way, so... Okay.
Which way?
Do I see, like, the castle in the distance anywhere?
Oh yeah, it's right there.
I'm going towards the castle.
We're gonna stop you there.
Just... assholes.
Jumping into happy.
Okay. Bunch of weirdos.
Says the pink tiefling walking through the woods.
I didn't say it was natural.
As you enter this map, two little baby quail run right past you into the past one.
Okay.
As you hear screams,
Oh
and
my
it's a
god.
little girl.
Okay.
Roll insight.
Alright.
Perception, sorry.
Okay. 9.
This forest is this area is not very full of, there's tons of trees, but it's a lot of empty space also, and the sound of the scream is kind of echoing around.
Okay.
You're not exactly sure which way to go. Right in front of you is a very large tree that you think that you're very happy to see. It's almost comforting.
Oh.
But you know that there's some urgency going on.
Yeah, and I can't get distracted. So... I'm just gonna keep going forward until I can hear the screams.
Roll. Go ahead and go to the next clearing.
Okay.
So that's right here.
Yep.
Okay.
And make a perception check again.
Okay. Oh, come on. 6.
You're almost getting lost almost. You have no idea where to go, but you know that you don't need to go back unless you want those baby quill.
Nope, gotta keep going forward.
Okay.
Okay. Roll perception.
You can't seem to yet. The path now splits here, and you have to decide whether to go to left or right, or to push through the woods.
Left or right, or push through the woods. I'm gonna go left.
Okay. You go down that narrow path. You'd realize that if you were a large creature, you wouldn't be able to fit through here very easily.
Thank God I'm small.
Exactly. Moving forward,
You think?
into the next clearing, you can make another check.
Okay. Son of a biscuit. 8.
The screams are getting further away.
Gotta keep going forward.
Okay.
Can't go any back.
Roll investigation.
Okay. Oh. Let's see here. Investigation 5.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay. Alright.
Not perception.
Okay. I really hate these dice right now. 10.
Help me. It sounds close.
Okay. Keep going.
It almost seems on the other side of the trees where you are.
Where I was or where I'm
you
at?
are now.
Okay. I'm gonna go inside the trees.
No, the
Other side.
Yeah.
The other side. Okay.
Okay. As you go through, you pass through the tree line.
Mhm.
You realize and you learn that it takes a turn to pass through these trees.
Okay.
Like it takes your full turn to do that.
Dang.
And meaning if you're in combat, it would take your action.
Right.
And you pass through on the other side.
Okay.
And that's the end.
Cool. I'm going to jail.
You meditate. Now what?
He feels energized, focused, and in tune with his aim, and just feels like he's ready for the next move.
Okay.
Do I not have a map? I'm like lost.
Down to the woods.
Somehow I ended up in the woods.
This is what he's visualizing, but.
And you're snapped out of that visual. Of
Okay.
Place yourself back where you were.
By that tree there.
You know this is it. It's time to meet Galmia. Or so you've been told her name is.
So he's like, I'm trying to think. He doesn't like really feel any awe for her, like sees her more as an equal.
You never met her before.
Well, no, but this is like what he's like thinking before approaching. He's just got that feeling that he's better than others. So he would see her more as an equal than somebody that you should be in awe of. As this is what he's thinking as he's heading towards wherever he's supposed to meet her.
Okay. So are you headed outside?
Yeah, I guess so. Because I gotta head this way, right?
Yes. There's no exit from the cloister other than through the Brotherhood of the Moon barracks.
That was through here.
Yep.
And he knows that, of course.
You see your bed that you've spent the last few months in, alongside the empty beds of your former.
Oh crap! My notebook. He goes
Associates.
running on over to his bed and picks up his journal.
Okay. You open up your journal. It will come in handy for recording your thoughts. Not everyone can escape to the mute reef for that. All right. This room feels empty and almost unrelatable.
Yeah, I mean, he has no attachment to it.
Yeah.
He can easily move on to the next place.
Right.
So I guess he's gonna. Is that like a wall? That's a wall,
That's a
right?
wall.
So he'll come into here.
You enter the Brotherhood of the Moon barracks, which you know that you've not been allowed to enter. When you join the cloister, you don't leave it. You pass through it to get to the cloister, but you've not spent hardly any time here. The cloister is kind of self-serving. Your meals have been delivered to you. You had everything you needed there, including exercise.
Pampered.
And Right. And this room is not empty. There are several men laying in their beds. On the other side of the wall, several females that are resting in between their shifts because they work nights. One of the men look at you and kind of glare.
Does he look like he holds any rank or anything? Because like I'm not actually a member of this guild, right?
He looks to be of equal level as everyone on that team.
Do I get any sense from him? Anything that like, I don't know, that might spark an interest at all?
When he first looked at you, he seemed annoyed, but then when he realized who you were, he like stopped being annoyed and hoping you didn't notice.
He's just gonna ignore him and keep going.
You see the 2 doors in front of you.
2 doors. And I see it come through.
Okay. You enter into a grand hallway, and this is the chamber that people would speak to the kings and queens. The kings. Sorry, the triumvirate kings. No, roll perception.
Perception. Come on, perception, baby. 18.
There are 3 thrones to the left, as well as 2 staircases going up.
He's gonna go and investigate the thrones. He's kind of curious because there's
Okay.
3 of them.
Yes.
It's an interesting number.
Okay.
I mean, obviously it represents the what you call it there. But
They are known as the triumvirate kings. Okay. Roll investigation.
investigation.
This was supposed to happen later, so let me find it.
The one in the middle has a really thick cushion on it.
Oh my god. You're very, very funny.
Also helps make him look a little bit taller too.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I need all the height I can get.
You rolled a 13. So.
Okay. There is a chest behind the middle throne.
Chest behind the middle throne. What else does he see? I mean, does he see anything else? I mean, anybody around him? It's just empty with a chest sitting there.
Behind the stairwell, there is someone standing there in the shadows, watching you.
Did I notice this?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to the chest and see if it causes a ruckus or anything. I mean, just to inspect it. You know, I'm not gonna do anything but inspect it.
You inspect it and you just look at it.
Yeah, just looking at it, looking at
It's
the
an
quality of it.
It's
and
an ornate chest, very good quality. You're behind it, actually,
Okay.
behind the throne.
back here.
It does have a pad on it, a padlock.
Do I notice anything from this individual that's watching me at all?
No, doesn't move. I take it you haven't looked directly at it.
No, just kind of have that sense there, hoping that looking around would kind of spark their interest to make them speak first. But, I'm gonna pull on the lock there, just tug on it, see how.
It's locked, and you realize that it could be unlocked or forced open.
Damn, if only I had a pick. Does this individual hear me at all?
If he did, he didn't respond.
So it's a he.
Potentially.
I'm trying to think if I should continue to talk to myself or.
Don't you have a place to be, Ashdod?
Oh, it speaks.
One of the triumvirate kings, who is a high elf, a high elf with black, long hair, walks out. He's wearing flowing clothing. Speaks, casts, performs many things.
Is this, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting to see someone like you here.
Oh, a king in the throne room. How shocking.
Burn.
Burned. I just wasn't anticipating anyone being in here, that's all.
Oh, of course not. Then, if they weren't, you'd have been able to steal my chest.
Oh, is that what I was going to do? Actually, I was just trying to provoke you. I was curious to who you were.
Hiding in the shadows.
Yes.
Or, what's more suspicious, poking around thrones.
I just came... The thrones, they intrigued me, and I just wanted to investigate and see what it was. I hadn't seen it yet.
He comes to the first throne, and he kind of drapes his fingers over it like that. He says, really, what intrigues you about them? Excellent craftsmanship. Elvish, I might point out. Which isn't very fitting to this city.
That is interesting. I just wanted to take a look at it and see what it was about, what was so interesting about it.
Seat of power definitely has compelling characteristics to it.
I seek no power.
Huh. And yet you have obtained the most coveted position of your race. Fitting that it goes to someone who doesn't seek it. I find most relationships in life such as those. Dang, that's cold right there.
So I believe I am to meet this Hecate.
Right outside.
Right outside. Perhaps anything that I should be warned about?
Try not to die.
Try not to die.
Many have come before you.
I don't fall easily.
No. And this is the first shot with an actual Ashguard bred for the position. Try not to disappoint.
Bred for the position. Do I catch anything with that comment?
Inside.
14.
He looks down on you.
He looks down on me.
Both from his, almost as if he considers your race inferior. You haven't had much interaction with high elves.
I think he just turns and walks away without saying a word.
He watches you leave.
I guess we're heading out.
Okay. So, back to you.
And try to guess where your character was.
You exited
Is
out.
this like our new game?
Yes.
This is the
Yes.
game within the game.
Yes.
Keep in mind, you exited that way.
Is that the right map?
Would that be over here?
Yep, right over there.
So exciting when the party comes together.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe being the key part there. She's in front of you,
She walking,
briskly.
she looks like she knows where she's going, so I follow her.
Okay. Roll stealth.
I have no stealth.
You sneak just well enough. She doesn't care or something. All right, move. She's gonna move forward about 3 tiles. She turns around and looks at you. Do you need something?
I assume you're heading for the castle.
Yes,
I was just following you. You look like you knew where you were going.
I definitely do.
Continue, please.
And as do you catch up with her, or do you continue
Yeah,
to walk behind her?
I'll walk with her if she waits for me.
Okay. Oh, the timing of this is getting interesting. Although I could be wrong, I've never been here before.
I have. It was a long time ago. Have you heard of the Knights of the Moon? What was that?
The Crescent Knights?
The Crescent Knights, yes.
Well, there's also the Brotherhood of the Moon, which you said Knights, so I didn't think that's who you meant. They both relate to the lunar cycle.
Yes. I would assume the Knights, the military faction.
What about them?
Oh, it was just. What's your opinion of them?
I'm not from here. I don't have much of an opinion.
That's true. We shall find out together then.
Perhaps, but I don't think I'll stick around that long. She walks, we pause there on you guys. Histion makes it to the doors. You start to open the doors, but Glyph opens them for you.
Okay. Hello. What brings you into the castle?
Oh, I was just here for the festival and trying to find, but I appear to be a little lost.
A little lost. I guess them ears not antennas for you there, huh? I don't know. Do I see those ears?
There's a cart back on the table. There we go. Back at the fountain for
I'm not hiding them. They work about as well as your horns.
See, my horns work quite well, thank you.
See?
While you guys are having your awkward conversation, a little guy ducks through your legs and slides past you. You roll a perception check.
Is it you?
No.
Well, obviously not. I think a Jew. 19.
Whoever this is has green paint on his face. Oh, get out of my way, he says.
I'm gonna try and pat him on the head as he runs by.
He whips your hand off, and he gets one more tile forward. And Hugh walks out beside you, and he says, "Grab him!"
Well, grab him.
That's right. I'm gonna try and get up and just grab him.
I have nothing to throw at him. Otherwise I'd throw something at him.
But the closest thing is something you could throw. But the closest something to either of us could throw.
You know, I don't know. Maybe I should try to take my bow and try to throw it like a spear or something.
You got an arrow for your bow, right?
No, the staff. You know, like the bow. The
okay.
staff. You know.
Do you stop him?
bow
Do you
staff.
stop the kid?
I'm gonna try and grab him.
Okay, you
Stop
grab
him.
him. Make a touch tag.
I'd have to aim. That'd be hard.
Effort.
Dice don't always play by the rules.
So touch attack is just unarmed, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be 15.
Okay. You got him. You snag him. Hugh brushes past you, not in a way against you, but he's urgent. And he says, "Where do you think you're going, urchin?"
I mean, I was told to come grab him.
Hey, let me go! Let me go! This boy is topless. He's young. He has tan skin, very dark, and he has the green paint. You can see it now too. You know that's Ashgard war paint. And he says he has silver hair and lavender eyes, and he's dragging behind him a giant wooden kukri totem, which he has dropped on the ground since Hugh grabbed him. He's wearing like lamb's wool padding on his legs and metal bracers up his legs, and you realize he's a druid.
I call out to him in the druid language, and because I have that ability.
As you say something into him in a greeting, he curses at you in druid. It sounds nasty. He says, "It looks like someone has been in the war room. It's a crime. Little Adrora out to steal from the Lady Galmia again. Not today. You're coming with me." How's it on that note? You have been having this conversation with her.
Mm-hmm.
You get up to here. Up to all this going on.
Oh, okay.
You haven't heard anything up to this. You heard commotion. Now you're here. She walks past. And she turns around and looks at you. Have you stopped or have you kept going with her?
Did I hear him say Azura? I stopped. Just probably out of vision.
So she gets right here, and you see this guy is also walking this way. Make a perception check.
14.
It's the guy from the ship, the blonde, that was looking after Jupe. She stops and turns around and looks at you. Are you coming?
Go ahead.
All right. She walks past you. Roll perception.
That's me. My perception will be 18.
She looks at you, realizes who you are, how important you are, and she snaps her head forward. And she's very beautiful. Brown hair. She is a Parvar, which you guys probably haven't even seen Parvar. They're the samurais. And she goes inside.
But that's that one up there, right?
This guy looks like a noble. And he nods at you and goes inside as well. Is that your choice? Okay, cool. What'd you say?
Well, I'm just I'm beginning to like this scar here. No, I know nobody can see it, but I don't know. It's like a boost to his ego.
Okay.
That's the last thing you needed.
Hugh sees those two people go inside, and he says, "Here, hold him for me, please." And he says it to everyone.
All right. I'm
Don't-
still holding him.
Don't let him go. I'll be back.
Your name is Azura.
Who are you? You don't look like you're from around here.
Well, boys, that should be because you're correct. I'm not.
Yeah, my name's Ajora. It's a male-given name around here.
Oh, I know.
Your quest is called a male given name. Your quest is called a male given name.
Okay, good. All right.
I'm gonna speak to him in Druid again and ask him who his teacher is. He's got to be a student or something.
He says in response to that in Druid, I don't have a teacher.
You have no, what's the word? Elder to look to?
No, I'm alone. Well, I'm not all alone. I really gotta go somewhere, okay? I gotta go. Let me go? Come on.
Where are you going?
He doesn't say.
Ask him the same question in Druid.
What does it matter? I just wanna go.
I cast command. This
This is so like D&D is different. This is a different experience that I've had for the past 9
You didn't have that option?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you get new.
You're just
New-
like,
new
forget
possibilities.
this. I'm just going straight for it.
Whoa. Speak.
I'm supposed to meet a friend.
Elaborate.
She's waiting for me out in Stone's Throw. And we're gonna go on an adventure together. We're gonna do what the heck you can.
And he snaps out of it.
Let me go.
He looks really confused. Like, did I just actually say that?
Well, you were cooperative there for a little bit. Can you continue that for a little bit longer?
Come on, he's gonna come back and then I'm gonna really be in trouble.
I'm gonna say to him in Druid, just because I heard what he said there, it just sounds interesting. That when he's ready to learn the old ways of the Druid, to seek him out. Seek me out. Glyph.
You're not a druid.
I seek the Druids.
Is he a child?
He's like 14.
I think I'm losing my fascination with this child. Let him go.
Grandma Star.
It's just a child doing childish things.
I think I planted my seed. I hope I planted my seed. I don't know. Can I roll to enforce that? Because I want him to when he's ready.
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Where's my persuasion? God, that sucks. I'm not very charismatic. 3.
Yeah, whatever. Come on, let me go. Come on, he's gonna be back any minute. He's scary when he's mad.
You know what?
That's a total lie. He's not that. I mean, yeah, he is, but you know, he's like trying to say anything he can to get free.
How long does it last?
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy, make my eyes glow, and tell him, be good.
Okay, it's just a little paint.
I'm gonna.
He's half elf, if I didn't mention that.
Oh.
He's not a mundane.
I wanna.
He's a walker.
He's playing dress up.
I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and
Upon
change.
realizing that he. Oh, sorry.
Oh no! I want to cast a good berry, and just it's like a few berries, whatever you know what the good berry is, right? And just like have them in a sack or whatever, and toss it to him. Say here,
Oh,
provisions for your travels.
oh, he'll feed for a day. Thanks.
Go. Be a child. Be free.
He gets a few feet, like safe distance from all of you,
I wish I had that luxury.
and he runs off. Congratulations, you were the first party to ever let him go.
Well, dang.
I really couldn't hold him after I got that information.
He just seemed like a child playing dress up to me.
Yeah, that's.
Your turn.
Now I get to play the guessing game where I was. Well, I love how all three of you have already interacted, and I'm stuck in the woods.
Without your loot.
Yeah.
And a raging case of mania.
You're interesting. It's interesting though what you're about to experience.
Am I gonna go berserk?
Oh,
Huh.
Ajora! I led the Hecate right to you, boss. Yes, you did. Good job.
What did I just step into?
Ajora, help! Come here! All right, now, killer.
Stop!
Game's over.
We all did. KO.
I don't know where the kid is going.
Do I see it or hear them?
yeah. You walked right out. I think you're actually on the other side. Didn't you walk through the woods?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're over here.
Okay.
So you see this happening.
Oh my gosh.
They are a gnome warlock, and a human sorcerer.
Oops.
Okay.
And there's Ronka, your friend.
Oh my
Remember
gosh.
who you met in your
Yeah.
practice sessions?
Yep.
She looks panicked, and she's dressed like a priestess.
Okay.
I think she was last time too, but you realize like she's still in costume.
Yeah, she's still in her wear. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna shout out, Raka!
Happy!
She like flings herself over to you.
Oh.
They're gonna kill me!
What do you mean?
They think... Oh...
The sorcerer kind of takes a step forward, and he says, "Come on now, I'll make it quick."
She says, I'm not who you think I am.
Please, sir, what are you doing to this poor little girl?
I'm afraid I can't let you all do what you're intending to do. And this is an assassin dressed in black who just revealed himself to the party. You see, she needs to be taken alive and taken back to 2 moons. Step aside.
No.
The gnome looks at you and says, "Honestly, what are you gonna do about it?"
A lot more than you probably would do, short thing.
The insolence. I'll teach you to step into a grown-up's business.
Because he thinks you're a kid too.
If only he knew.
He's not wrong.
I'm sure it's not young. Okay. Is there any way I want to tell Ronka to just keep running and I'll keep him distracted.
Okay. She runs through the woods that way.
Oh my god.
Okay. So she does that, and then they are about to attack you.
Damn.
And
I don't have my loot to beat them with it.
Or the rest of the party that should have followed you.
Yeah, really? Where were you guys?
as she leaves, you're standing there facing all these guys. They look like they're about to attack you, and then the assassin gets it.
Gets what?
He understands what's happening.
Okay.
And he says, I hate to rain on y'all's parade, but that's not the Hecate. And they turn around and they say,
A Hecate would say anything to get out of her death sentence.
and he says, no, she was just playing pretend games. Either way, her head will fetch quite the ransom.
He lunges this way.
Come on!
Well, I've never seen one like you before. Might as well make the most of the day. Tomlin, get her.
Alright. He starts to conjure up these black orbs, and these guys walk out of the forest. And they say, the forest is not happy with you. It's a half-elf saying that. He says, the wood does not speak kindly of its inhabitants as of late. You possess abilities it rejects. You must leave. And the tree next to him is a giant boon. And he says, you're all under arrest. They turn one. The warlock turns and faces them.
You get her, I'll get them.
Meanwhile, the assassin is chasing Ronka.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce from this party and just run back through the forest.
Okay.
Let them take care of it.
All right. Switching scenes. You get multiple scenes now.
Apparently so. It's just...
I had to wait for them to handle the Jorah to know what happens with this.
Yeah.
So should be the one, and he came through that way.
Yeah, and yeah, I came through this way. Because he took the long route.
You turn around. Make a perception check.
Yeah. 13.
You don't see him, but you see her running down the pathway that way. She's about 4 tiles further
Okay.
past you.
Okay.
She gets about 3 tiles. She gets 3 tiles forward.
Yeah, I know that, genius.
Your turn again.
Alright. I'm gonna keep running.
Okay.
If I can't see
you have
him-
tons of movement.
Yep. I'm gonna go past.
Oh, you're going this way?
Yeah.
She didn't even see the little one? She didn't see the little girl at all?
Yeah, she sees me.
Yeah, but she's like ahead of me. She's gonna keep moving.
She moves around the bend about 3 times, or about 6 tiles. 5 tiles. Your turn. You're on the other side of the trees now.
Okay. Let's see.
Where are you going, Hecate? Don't you want to play some more?
Can I find out if he's still around?
No. You hear him. You hear him threatening her, baiting her. Ronka is crying severely.
Okay. I'm just gonna yell out, Ronka, keep moving. Don't let him find you. Just to assure her that I'm right behind.
Okay. She moves down that path. Yep. It's 5 tiles. He jumps into the next tree line. Your turn.
Can I still find him?
Roll perception.
12.
You don't see him.
Dang
Your
it!
turn.
Without your loot, you can't cast bardic spells.
Can't do much,
Yeah.
really. Yeah. I'm gonna jump right through here.
Okay, stop there. She gets right in front of the assassin. His turn.
Wink.
He grabs her. She screams as he has her in a bound, like in a grapple.
Bind.
Your turn. He has her grappled.
Can I see him now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a dagger.
You step out into the clearing and you throw a dagger at him.
Alright. Let's see here. I could kill this. 9.
To hit,
Yeah.
your dagger. You stab. You try to stab him.
Yeah. Just throw it and hope it hits him.
It lands in the tree line. And he looks at you and smiles, but you can't really see his face too well. Her turn. She is stuck and she can't move and she screams, Jorah, where are you?
Alright. Alright. So I can see him. Am I close to him?
It's his turn.
It's his turn.
He takes a rope and loops it around her wrist,
Mm-hmm.
and it was attached to the tree above him, and he pulls her into the struck tree line. And so she is now there. And he jumps up. And he's in the trees now. Your turn.
Does she know any spells?
Yes.
What does she know?
She knows she's a white mage, so she's a Norn. She's a
Okay.
healer.
So no attacking whatsoever. No attack spells, no nothing.
Pretty much.
Okay. Oh, that doesn't leave me with a lot of options. I'm gonna grab my dagger that I threw in the tree and try to throw it back, hopefully hitting the rope around her hand.
You're gonna try to cut the rope?
Yeah.
Alright, roll it.
Yes!
What'd you get?
19!
Alright, you got it. Roll
Well,
damage.
23, yeah.
The rope has 3 health.
Alright, 24 plus 2. 6!
You cut the rope, and she falls.
To her death.
Shush.
She takes...
Shush.
Oh, now she's taking damage.
Oh, come on!
She has to. She fell from a tree.
She's a kid!
They bounce her.
Bones are very
Ow!
pliable,
Yeah.
flexible.
Luckily, she gets up and runs.
Thank God.
How many tiles?
3. He jumps down onto the ground in front of you. I don't like that you let her get away.
Well, I don't like you stealing little kids, so we're both even.
I've got to take her back. Sorry.
Why do you have to take him back?
We need her.
For what?
Trading for the real thing. He makes an attack against you. 12 to hit.
13 armor class and misses.
Okay.
How's that feel, buddy?
He comes back.
Hey, look at me now!
He comes back with the other hand, and he gets you. 7 damage.
Jeez.
Now, stay out of my business. Your turn.
Alrighty. I'm gonna try my dagger roll again because I do not like him. I'm gonna try a dagger strike. To the heart. Alrighty. 22.
You hit.
Yay. 4.
You stab him. She realizes how to do this. He says, she's getting away. Your turn.
I'm going after him. Gonna take another strike to him.
Okay. You're gonna stab him while he's in the trees?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you. It's 12.
That misses.
Of course it does.
Gotcha.
Seriously?
He misses her.
Yes!
Your turn.
Alrighty. Another strike. I gotta take him down. Hopefully I can hit his kneecaps. Something. That doesn't count. Yes! 20.
Really?
24!
Do you want to deal double damage, or do you want to do some roleplay?
Double damage. I'm tired of him.
You want him dead.
I want him dead.
So roll 2d4s.
Okay. 2d4s.
That's
Okay.
not
5 and 7.
He looks mad.
Of course he does.
She goes 6 around. She does go around those. 5, I mean. And double runs. So 5 more. I don't have time for you. He leaves your presence going that way, and you get an attack of opportunity against him.
Okay.
So roll.
Alright. 18.
You hit.
Yes!
This is exciting. She hits.
Yes. 5.
Okay, he moves the rest of his. He goes 12 tiles. I mean, it's 11 more.
So
You said 11 more?
yeah.
Yeah, and then he
Is that 10 there?
gets
There
there,
was 10.
Alright.
and he steps in front of her, but he can't do anything. So go one more tile diagonally.
Back here?
Yeah. She keeps running around him. He gets an attack of opportunity against her. He grapples her, and he takes her turn. Your turn.
Going after him. Can I throw
Yep.
dagger right up?
You sure can.
Alrighty. This sucks.
You missed?
7, yes.
All right, your dagger misses. With his dexterity saving throw, he catches it with his other hand. He looks at you, and he throws it into the woods.
Ah.
She tries to escape. She does. She breaks free. No attack of opportunity as she runs over to Ajora. Ajora! She says, and she like flings her arms over to him, and he like hugs him. And she's like, "What's wrong? I got here as fast as I could. Aren't we gonna play?" And she says, "There's bad men in the woods." The assassin walks leisurely diagonally around that, and he looks at him. Oh, look. More pretend games. Are you supposed to be an Ashguard? Yeah. And the Ashguard always protects the Hecate. Ah! He runs towards him and like dragging his giant wooden cookie totem behind him, and he like flings it out in front of him and then back down onto the assassin, trying to hit him. And crit fails. The weapon is just too heavy for him.
Oh gosh.
And he falls prone, and the weapon skids like 3 tiles away. And the assassin says, "You really shouldn't put yourself in vulnerable positions." He takes out a dagger and goes for Ajora. And hits Ajora. Your turn.
Alright. How much left do I have to kill him?
You don't know.
Oh, okay.
He looks fine.
Is she building up points for anything?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. I'm gonna get closer. I'm gonna try to throw an unarmed strike. It's a 8.
Alright, that misses.
Yes.
Ranka. No, Ajora! She waves her staff and heals him. Ajora gets up at full health after what he just did. The assassin looks very frustrated and sees that he's surrounded now. This isn't. He looks at Ajora and says, "Why'd you have to show up and ruin everything?" He looks like he's debating what to do and passes his turn to Ajora. "Oh, I'm not waiting." And Ajora tries to punch him like unarmed strikes. Does nothing. The assassin just kind of holds him there. The assassin ignores Ajora and walks towards Ranka. Ajora gets attacked and crits. Ajora punches him in the back of the
Kidding, right?
He punches him in the back of the knee and makes him fall prone. So he's like 1 tile ahead. Ranka takes her staff and smacks him on the head. "You're a bad man!" She crit fails though. And when she does that, her staff breaks on the head of
Oh
it,
my god.
and she looks like she's about to start crying all over again. And she does. And she falls and wails and like just is sobbing. And the drawer's like, "Oh no, you made Aranka really upset." Your turn.
Oh man, you made her upset. You're not going to survive, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to punch this man out. Yeah.
Okay.
18.
You hit him? Roll.
Yes!
No, unarmed strike
Yeah,
is strength plus
How much?
1.
Oh.
So what's 1 plus your strength equals 0.
Oh, come on.
So 0 damage?
Yeah.
Alright, you punch him. In response to the cries, a red dray walks into the forest from where you are, from there, and says, "What's going on here?" And he sees the assassin laying on the ground surrounded by this crying girl and the Doros trying to punch him and you trying to punch him.
All these kids
The
trying to punch
assassin's
him.
like, "Oh, this was not what I signed up for." He tries to leave. The assassin tries to flee. However,
Everybody gets him attacked.
the Dre does not want him to leave, and he crits to catch him. And the assassin says, "Oh, no, I mean, this is a misunderstanding. We're all playing." You see how they're dressed up. I'm the opposition, the one trying to kill the Hecate. I just thought it would be a fun game.
You keep telling yourself that.
We'll see how the Triumvirate Kings feel about that. Come on. Do I have this right?
Yes, sir, you
Dad?
do. And I just like comfort the kids like like a mother.
He looks at you like, I'm not sure if he should leave them with you or not. Why don't you come on to the path with me? That you guys don't need to be playing in these woods. And he goes to the next map, and you're done for now.
Oh, thank God. So much energy.
That poor forest has been trampled.
Trampled, there's a dagger missing somewhere in there. Bloodstained.
There. So close.
Wait, aren't you all there?
Yeah. It's the game of trying to figure out where I was.
In the carriage?
And you, the man.
He was not there.
True.
Oh, you.
You went inside. Alright, you all decide to let Adora go. If you'll come back to, were you not together?
We were sort of like, we were over here.
No.
He's over here on steps like,
So what are you guys doing? As you just let Adora run off into the distance. Thankfully, because you saved the day by doing that.
I guess I'll continue making my way inside.
Why did you?
As you take a step towards, the doors open, and a very large Highlander is standing in the doorway. And he looks at you and he says, "Excuse me." He has a not too harsh of a voice for his size.
Is he like taller than me, I'm guessing?
He's way taller than you. Your horns make him not taller. But where you have space with your horns, he has just body.
So I kind of look up and
Is he crouched under the...
No, it's big enough for him.
just kind of look up and just
He looks
step
at
aside, I guess.
He looks at you and says, "It's time to go."
Go so soon. Where are we headed?
Carriage for you.
More. Yeah, start walking, I guess.
Just this way.
Yeah, towards the carriage, I guess, yeah.
He steps up there and sees the two of you, and a knight wearing a full body armor walks out.
Do I need to make a perception check to see if he's a Knight of the Moon or whatever?
You can.
Or I assume he is. As it should have been.
You try to look at her, but you end up looking past her at the open doors as the beautiful woman steps outside.
Was that the beautiful woman that ran in?
No, different one.
Another beautiful. And The surplus of beautiful
Do I
women.
know that she came out behind me?
The guard, yes.
No. This beautiful woman. Do I know that she came out behind me yet, or?
No, but this guard, this woman, this figure cleared her throat.
This one? Dude?
Yes.
Like towards me or something?
In general, you don't know. The person that's, do you turn around or not?
I don't. There's nothing, right? Unless he senses or something, whatever.
Roll insight.
Roll insight. 20.
Oh, you get it. Someone that sound meant pay attention to everyone.
Alright, so I stop and turn around.
Okay. And what you all see is this woman in her brunette hair pinned up, and she's wearing a long gown. This is not necessarily meant for travel. White gloves, and the top of the gown is made out of swan feathers. She's carrying a staff with a crystal at the top of it.
Hello.
She says to all three of you.
Do I know who this is?
You get a hunch?
Glyph?
She's on blue, right?
Hmm?
She's wearing blue.
Yeah.
Do I pretty much know who she is?
You have a good assumption. You guys can roll insight if you want to figure it out or not.
Glyph is stunned for a moment. He didn't expect it to be so beautiful. It's just for a moment.
Okay. What'd you get?
21.
You know it's her. This is the Hecate.
Yep.
What'd you get?
6.
I retreat to an heartbeat.
The woman in the armor.
I'm more focused on the knight, probably.
The woman in the armor speaks up and she says,
Galmia, may I introduce you to the Ashguard Glyph?
Galmia takes 2 steps forward as she picks up her gown to go down the steps.
Kind of like I said, he kind of stumbles on his words because he just wasn't expecting.
She walks up to you and to the tile in front of you, and she reaches out her hand lightly like this, and she says, "Hello."
I guess he shakes her hand uncomfortably because he's not sure what to do. Remember, he's not very charismatic, so.
My name is Galmia.
And I am Glyph, I think.
I'm very happy to finally make your acquaintance after so long.
It is nice to finally meet my charge.
It is very odd to live so close by and yet never to see each other, is it not?
It is. I found comfort under my tree. He's like very awkward.
Well, I'm certainly very happy that you were able to find comfort while you're living within the cloister.
It'll be nice to finally get outside of the city. When can we leave? He's kind of like just coming to his senses now and just wants to move on.
Presently,
The woman speaks up,
Galmia,
"We have a few more matters to attend to." And she looks at the two of you.
what, can we help you with something?
My eyes have never left her.
And this is not Galmia. Galmia hasn't noticed you yet, but the knight.
Are you a member of the Knights of the Moon?
A Brotherhood of the Moon.
Brotherhood of the Moon?
Yes, I am a member of the Brotherhood of the Moon.
There's a dire threat. I assume you know what a fiend is.
Yes?
There are at least 6 heading this way.
If you would like an audience with the kings, they are inside.
Am I allowed in?
Of course. It's not like you're a threat to anyone in there. I mean, she's implying that the kings are very powerful.
Oh yeah, they're around for me too. So.
The same ones.
Yeah. So if I don't realize that that's Yngvi's the Hecate, I'll continue.
What'd you get? In 6?
Yeah, I only go 6.
Walk past her because you would walk forward, right? You're in her aura and it's powerful. So make another insight check. One more.
Gosh. 11.
You're like, that's probably the Hecate. And they need to know about this. You walk on past, yeah?
I do.
Alright, you go inside.
I make sure I remember what she looks like.
You etch her face into your memory. Make an intelligence check. Straight intelligence. Okay, you got it. You go inside. What about you, Histion? She turns and she finally realizes you're there. And she smiles at you sweetly.
And you was the arcade?
As of a few days ago, yes.
An emissary of the gods.
Sorry?
An emissary of the gods.
I suppose. Though I'm getting used to the reality of that. It has not been easy.
The Highlander walks up to the tile in front of her, next to her.
Over here.
Yeah, and he says, Galmia? He seems young. He's like not too old. And he gets down on one knee and he says, I looked after you your whole life since you've been here. I'm gonna keep doing that for as long as I'm by your side, which I hope is forever. Until you're successful. I'm yours. Your sentinel. And he stands up and she says,
Thank you, brother.
and he's not dressed like anyone else. He's dressed in his own clothes. He doesn't look like he's resigned to any type of order. He extends an arm to you. He says, Rigmarole Vale. But some people just call me Vale, so.
I guess what he's reaching out to shake the hand, right? Clumsily shakes his hand. Just
Okay. He accepts your greeting and nods at it. He's smiling. He's a really happy guy. You see he's wielding a spear. You can identify easily that he's a sentinel, but he doesn't use a shield. He seems to be depending on his body mass. The knight bends down on her knee, and she says, Galmia, my name, she looks at each of you, and she says, is Zoara of the Zerich clan. Galmia's eyes perk up and ears perk up at that, and she looks at her and she says, the Zerich clan? So you're one of the... And she stands up and she says, yes, I'm one of the free people. And she takes Galmia's hands like this, and she says, and I swear my life is yours. It will protect you. Every ounce of my strength that I can muster for this trip will get you to where you're going. And back to you, Histion. What are you thinking? What are you doing?
What is this trip?
Galmia looks at you and she says, oh, well, it is my ideal to reunite the deities.
I hear this, right?
And to do that, first, we head to the Cathedral of Thoughts, so that I might obtain the assistance of one of the principalities that resides there.
Glyph's ears perk up with her mention of reuniting the deities. He's just listening intently.
You wish to end the system that we're in?
What?
You wish to end the system that we're in?
I wish to bring about an end to the fiends, the ones that man that was just here mentioned,
Do you care for the people of this continent?
more than anything. I believe that's why Hecate chose me.
So to mention her talking about the fiends, his hopes kind of started to fizzle a little bit.
He reaches into his bag, pulls out his knife, and throws it on the ground. I traveled a long way with that to kill you.
The soldier draws her sword, and the giant, the Highlander readies a spear, and she just looks at you.
Glyph's thinking, already gotta start.
And she looks at you without flinching, and she says,
I suppose it makes it more difficult to accomplish that, having told me.
The wise man told me many things. However, you are not what I came here to kill. You're someone different. And I want to apologize. I had hate in my heart. And you're perhaps the way I need to go.
Perhaps to accompany me, at least on the first leg of this adventure, by someone who chooses to follow due to a change of heart after such intent. What an interesting proposition.
Vale says, I don't know, Galmia. And then Zoara says, absolutely not. He doesn't have a place in your presence.
He just admitted his intentions to kill you. And yet, I hold the power to wield him if I so call it.
Hearing that,
Good.
no one has power over me. Not anymore.
I did not mean over your will, but over any other laws.
No law presides over me. Not anymore.
I must admit that I do not have a place within my accompaniment for anarchists.
I saw laws kill people. Innocent people. If you wish to protect people, I will follow anything. But if you wish to harm people for the action of simply being, I will not follow that.
I will admit to you that I've taken a vow of peace. I will do no harm.
So I think we would get along swimmingly.
Seemingly okay with overlooking some of the other things that were said. She nods at that, and out of curiosity, we'll see where this goes. Vale swoops in and picks up your dagger. And he keeps it.
Does your dagger now?
So her helm looks at you. You have no idea what she looks like. And she knows that she's forbidden to say any more on the matter by law. She looks at you and she says, "Shall we go?"
Just like that. A new member to the group we just meet.
He won't be riding in the carriage.
Is this what I have to expect? Just random strangers threatening to kill you and
At this point, we're going to the festival.
people?
There will be many strangers there. I see no reason to forbid this man from going in on the festivities.
Very well.
She goes and gets into the right side of the carriage.
I guess he's gonna, whatever. He's gonna be by her.
Okay. You can help her in or not?
He's gonna see her start to climb up and then realize that he's supposed to. That maybe he should help her up. Yeah. He's very awkward, you know. It doesn't click right away that it's something he should probably do.
She turns around and
Thank you.
Yeah.
At least while I'm in this dress.
Vale comes and sits on the left side. Stands on the left side, not in it. And he says, "The other."
Run. Highlander.
Oh wait. Oh.
And he says, "I'll be guarding from this side, Galmia." And Zoara comes and joins the other side.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. And you're actually sitting on the side that Vale is on. There's 4 seats on the inside, but 2 on each side. So you're sitting next to her.
Next to her.
Next to Galmia.
Next to Galmia.
You're on the side with Vale.
Okay.
And what is Histion doing?
Histion appreciates Vale, so he's gonna stand on the other side of him.
Good. It'll give us a chance to talk a little bit.
Absolutely.
The carriage pulls out, and you guys are on your way. Back to you.
The pressure's on.
As you walk in, she's walking out.
Is this the samurai?
Yeah, woman. Well, that went well.
Warmed him up for me?
You'll still have to wait in line. Good luck with whatever it is you're intending to tell them. They don't always listen. But if they do, I guess I took the first serving.
Well, unless your business has something to do with fiends, mine will take precedence.
Her eyes snap at you.
Fiends. No, I guess not.
I continue walking for our conversation done.
She walks past you and walks out. As you walk up, this man is talking to the kings. In front, in the middle. She's not safe, I must admit. I don't think he has any good intentions whatsoever. You see, the high elf king notices you, and he flicks his fingers, and an invisible wall appears between you and the chamber.
They just turned on privacy mode.
So now you see this man making these gestures, rather expressive, and you just wait.
I suppose I have no choice. I have my wing. I unfurl my wings, stretch them out, look for, start straightening the feathers.
Do some lunges.
High Elf King notices you doing that.
I'm trying to make my presence known. They should know who I am.
He rolls his eyes a little bit. The screen fades, and
Aw, man, I didn't feel him rolling his eyes.
the screen fades, and the man starts to walk past you.
Are you done?
He smiles at that and says, "They're all yours." He walks out. So in front, in the middle, is the human king Balthazar. And to his right is the elf king Melchior. And Caspar to the left of Balthazar.
Have I met them before?
Yeah, a long time ago.
I assume you remember me.
Balthazar says, "It's fuzzy, but I tend to recall a bit of drama with Ajora."
Yes. That's not important at the moment.
It's always important.
As important as fiends attacking the coast.
Yes, what is this about fiends?
I personally observed at least 6 approaching the coast.
He turns to Melchior, and they're whispering. Roll perception.
Hang on.
13.
You hear the word predicted,
He needs a D20 is what he needs.
I don't care. You can try all.
and they shake their heads
Okay.
a little bit. And they come back to the conversation. 6 fiends.
At least.
You know, that many fiends could do quite a number onto the landscape.
Depending on what they consume beforehand, yes.
So they're passing over Odin's throne.
Yes.
They'll be here within a few days.
They're traveling briskly.
The Hecate's ascension must have drawn them. They're drawn to triumphal power.
That was the Hecate then.
Oh yes, the one who just left.
Another human.
Balthazar laughs very thoroughly at that. And Caspar kind of nudges him and says, "Call it off. Can't you see he doesn't like it?" And he glares at Balthazar. History has a way of repeating itself.
It does.
You might consider the humans the chosen race.
It confounds me, but
Melchior says, "I wouldn't go that far." Caspar says, "It's rare that you have all of us here at once. Is there anything else?"
I was just making you aware of the threat.
Balthazar looks at Caspar and says, "Call off Hugh from the festival. He has other business to attend to." He said it to Caspar, but Melchior gets up and leaves.
I intend to make myself useful in this matter.
Balthazar turns back to you and says, "Protect the Hecate then. If you want to be useful." We couldn't.
I'm visibly fighting that urge to.
Don't you have experience with that sort of thing? Caspar says it didn't go so well last time. Doesn't mean it was your fault, he says, remembering the conversation.
That's true.
Doesn't tell
If
her.
she fails again, and I try to help her, maybe this will be more persuasive.
Caspar says,
Can I try to deceive them? I mean, they're judges. I doubt I can do it.
"What do you mean? What are you trying to do?"
Like, I'm trying to pretend like I'm actually going to help this.
Okay. Okay, yeah, roll perception. Nice.
24.
Caspar says, "Well, maybe you'll be successful this time. We didn't have a Ransur last time."
I've never seen a Ransor before.
Interesting specimens.
They are a bit clumsy, but
Ferocious on the
I have
back.
wings.
Balthazar looks at you and says, "Look, we'll extend you a little bit of grace here due to old times. What do you need? We'll take care of the fiends. You don't worry about that. It's Hugh's specialty. You met Hugh.
Did I?
That Gabe's fiance. Someone good to know."
Tall that?
No, that's the Highlander. No, that's a Vale.
Whatever. Or humans.
No, he's a Highlander. Well, used to be human before they changed, but he wasn't born one. One Highlander.
I wish to be close to the Hecate. This time maybe I can make a difference.
Caspar says, I think that's a good choice. They could use someone with a little experience. Poor Zalara, said Balthazar. She's so enthusiastic about that one. She truly believes that Galmia will be one to save us all from the fiends.
Maybe she will.
Caspar says that at the same time you do. Maybe she will. They just look at you.
Do I need any kind of badge or written form, or will they just know that I'm allowed to travel with them?
He looks at you and raises his eyebrows and he says, Galmia is not necessarily in a position to turn away help. Not many people want to face the fiends.
No, it's you. I assume there's a Curie or a Valkyrie attached to her, or will be soon.
Yes, it's waiting in the Cathedral of Thoughts.
We may have a discussion there. But that's my own doing. As long as I have your permission to travel with her, I assume her guardian won't have a problem with it.
I honestly think that Valkyrie will be the one you have to convince. You have our blessing, but our ways have no hold over her. The one you really need the permission from is Galmia. He smiles genuinely, but also like he's just really looking forward to his next drink.
I will leave you to your matters then. I'll turn around and leave.
They let you leave.
This
All right. As you walk outside, you see a man loading up a carriage. I mean, not a carriage, a cart, but a
Stab a horse.
Yeah. And he's carrying a big golden urn, which is also a symbol of Coors. And he places it in the front seat, and he covers it up with a leather cloth. What are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out why he has the urn.
He hops in the front seat and gets the reins in his hands.
Hail, good sir.
Huh? Hey. And he smiles at you, and he has tan skin, like not dark, but like he's been in the sun a lot, and blonde hair that kind of lifts up in the front a little bit. He's wearing a brown vest with a peasant shirt underneath it, but he doesn't look like a peasant. And he's wearing a tattered frayed rope belt, and also work pants. Interestingly enough, he has knee guards on. Knee pads. He's wearing knee pads on his knees, and then boots up to the knee pads.
11 perception. Do I think he's a thief?
No, he does not look like a thief. He looks like a farmer. How you doing?
I'm good. That urn looked very interesting.
Oh yeah. Just got back from a trip overseas.
Might I have a look?
Overseas.
Might I have a look?
What'd you get?
20.
Sure. He uncovers it. I got it in a bottle. You walk up to the cart.
Mm-hmm.
The urn is very plain. It's not ornate. Very Kuros-like because it's plain.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a topper that's sealed. And there's a thin line around the dip. Like a little bit of design that it would be fitting for a Kuros urn to have. And he watches you looking at it.
I'm gonna ask him, what do you think this is?
It's an urn. He says, it's a souvenir, actually. From my trip. I was on a missions trip, actually, to Habil. And this was the one thing I brought back.
Oh, you're a follower of Chorus?
No.
Just an antiquities dealer.
No, I just thought it was nice.
Oh.
And I didn't have any time to do shopping while I was helping with the poverty there. It's really a horrible place. And I figured I'd bring something home at least. Hey, what's your name?
I am Yngvi.
Yngvi. With Kuzlan. Good to meet you. He has a last name.
That's unusual.
I know I look like a noble.
Appearances are deceiving all around.
I like to dress the part, blend in with the people. It's what's called for the great farming family of Ternion. Silly.
I'm trying to think of something I could trade him for that. But what would I do with it? What would I think there was something sealed inside of it, perhaps?
You didn't notice it was sealed.
Yeah. I did or didn't?
You did.
Yeah. I'm thinking there's something in there. But aren't you curious what's inside?
That's what I put in there.
Oh, what did you put in there?
Persuaded.
You put
A bottle of persuasion or selling.
Clearly he did.
7.
Look, I mean, it's kind of personal. As I told you, I was on a mission trip. It's personal. But hey, where are you headed?
I'm about to undertake a journey, but that's also personal.
Oh, well,
Well, if you're going to the festival, you'll know where I'm going.
I'm going halfway there. I'm going to Allshire. You want to ride with me?
Sure. Thank you.
Hop in. What are you?
What do you mean?
Well, you're not. I spent a lot of time looking at high elves, and you're higher than a high elf.
I'm not gonna make the jokes.
They're fun.
It's a short trip. I'll tell you on the way.
All right, let's go. And the horse starts to pull out that way. Are you in the front with him?
Yeah. If there's room to sit next to him.
There is. He puts the horse in the back. So Yngvi, you guys make it to. You guys are ahead. Just for reference, y'all were leaving the gate. They're arriving in the top of the city.
So we're down here.
Yeah. So Galmia and Galmia and Glyph in the carriage. You don't have to be. You don't have to have dialogue. You have an opportunity to speak with her to break the silence. Do you take it?
Yeah, I mentioned to Galmia. You mentioned of uniting the three back together. Did you or did you not?
Yes, that is my intentions.
Interesting. And that's like he just wanted to verify, like, and he just kind of ponders.
Yeah.
She kind of looks out the window.
He's quiet. He's reserved. He's not. I mean, he's not going to carry on the conversation
As you don't
unless it
talk,
fits him.
as you don't talk anymore, get to about the halfway point. She turns around and says,
I apologize. I've been alone for the majority of my life. I've had my teachers, such as Fiverr and Whitehead, but they aren't much for conversation, other than their teachings. I can almost recite the entire Edda to you, but it's not for personal conversation.
I understand you in that. I grew up alone myself. These cities, they're so overwhelming with just people. It's quite uncomfortable. I've been alone most of my life as well. Lived out in the forest.
That's fascinating. Is it surprising to hear me say that I look forward to us being out on the road? In the wilderness around us.
Oh, I could agree with that. I don't find it shocking at all, because I've yearned that for quite some time now.
It must have been difficult for you to resign yourself to the cloister.
Yes, it was too confining. The only place of comfort was the one quite beautiful tree that was there.
I've seen that tree myself. I would always try it. Never mind.
and you have a chance to say one last thing.
What did you find? Wait, what did she said something about that tree, right? What did you find so fascinating about the tree?
Feeling like she's, that's a conversation that she's more comfortable having than what she was about to say. She says,
Its beauty, actually. It seems to be the only point of green inside that whole castle.
It's true. It did have a presence about it. It's the only place that I could find focus, where I could commune with my deity.
They warned me that you might try to convert me.
Oh, converting is not something that I seek for.
Myself and the council didn't always see eye to eye on everything.
And at that, she reached the end of the map. Zoara is on her own. Zoara is singing. Like, quietly. Not unobtrusively, but she is, the fact that she's singing, she's excited. Back to you and Bill. So, you were gonna kill somebody.
Good.
And this guy's huge. Like,
Good. That was the plan.
I'll tell you.
5'7".
you have so much anger in your heart. I'm glad you were able to get past that so we didn't have to kill you.
I was ready to do terrible things, but I'm quite glad I'm not myself.
How do I know if you won't change your mind? That's a droid's voice.
Huh?
How do I know that you won't change your mind?
Well, if you wish, I pull out some rope. You can tie my hands at any point.
She'd get mad at me if I did that. You know you're only going as far as the festival, right?
Absolutely.
She sees that as public domain. But then she'll see the road as public domain. And then the cities. I guess you got time for me to warm up to you.
You seem like quite an interesting fellow.
Oh, it's a little hot here for me.
Quite truthfully, it's a little grey here for me.
He nods like he understands, but he doesn't.
Stone all around us, no trees.
But you're from Jetland.
Yes.
Silver is not very different from gray.
You would think so, but it's quite different. Besides, I spent most of my time out in the woods.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Being military and all. And at that, he just sort of like want to take those words back.
He missed that. And in its place, he's caught up on the fact that you said the woods. And he says, yeah, when I was training up in the Outlands, I spent a lot of time in the forest there too.
It's always quiet and peaceful.
Well, I spent my time running from Silver Lobos and Polar Ursos. So yeah, peaceful. He's trying to like man up you.
I've never had to deal with anything like that.
They're scary. We don't have anything like that here.
No, it's quite peaceful down here.
Your turn. He's seen a distant military fact.
Not gonna touch on it at all.
Okay. Back to you two. He kind of got quiet.
Her silence says a lot. I don't wish to make you uncomfortable, and perhaps this is a chance for me to practice being social.
Oh, you're not making me uncomfortable. I just had to say goodbye to a friend.
That's hard.
Yeah, it is. We spent, our childhoods together. But, I mean, in a good way. Like, we came over on the same boat and then waited and said our goodbyes here. I was fine with it, but then last minute she decides to go on another boat. Well, she was going on a boat already, but she decided to go with another guy. And they just met. It's hard to know if you can trust someone, you know? How am I supposed to trust that guy with my friend?
Well, if you trust your friend enough to trust her judgment, then she may be fine.
She can definitely take care of herself, that's for sure.
I may have seen her. Did I see her? Yeah, she looked quite capable for a mortal.
You say that like you have a bias.
I'm trying to get over it.
You know, we're not all bad.
No. Just the important ones are bad, in my experience.
He's a human, by the way.
Yeah.
He kind of gets quiet again.
Do you know the lore of Ajora?
You know? I don't. At all. I know everything about Hecate. The people that I was on a mission trip with were obsessed with it.
How so?
They wanted to use it to help the people that we were seeing. That we were trying to, I don't want to say minister to, but only in the sense of meeting their needs.
Yes.
As I said, the people there, they need help. My family thought it would be good for me. It was great for me, honestly. He seems tired. I hate I got here so late for the festival.
Do you plan to attend, or do you plan to rest first?
I need rest. By the time I get done resting, it'll be over. That's okay, though. I think the timing will work out just fine. You're at the exit.
Okay. Would a healing spell make him feel rested?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay. I'll hop off if this is where we part.
Oh, I was going to take you the whole way.
Oh, I thought we were going separate ways. No, I'll stay on.
Honestly, I'm glad for your company.
Okay.
Alright. Final map for the night. When you guys get to the gate, Hugh is there. And he meets Galmia, and she gets out of the cart. And he walks up to her. Galmia, my love. And he takes her hands. Zawara and Vale are kind of to the sides. And he says, I'm not able to go to the festival after all. Something has come up and the Crescent Knights need to mobilize. Is everything okay? Nothing you need to worry about. We're just going to look into a lead. After all, the festival needs you. They need that hope. So be sure to smile for them. You're watching them.
He's just watching. It's like a habit of watching other people. Remember, he's been out, for the most part he's been on his own until he had to join the cloister there. So it's like, that's why he's so clumsy. So
Yeah.
he wants to observe.
He gets close to her and he pulls her hands up to his lips and he says, I know you're going to do great. You're going to get there and the principality is going to choose you. And then you'll be one step closer to fulfilling your dreams. He kisses her hand. She smiles at him. One step closer to our marriage. That's right. Have fun. Be safe. And he leans in and kisses her. It's respectful and short, like they don't know each other very well.
Does Glyph pick up on that at all?
Insight.
The 20.
They're just as much strangers as you are. Vale clears his throat to you.
Yes.
Lovebirds over there.
Correct.
And Zoara.
So glad.
That was awesome.
Well, just because, that's something that he looks for those things.
Zoara comes back around the side of the carriage after giving them some privacy. Hugh, seeing her, says, sometimes it fascinates me to see these things pulled without horses and just with magic. It makes me want to pat the horse for doing a good job and feed it or something, but nothing there. How long does this go? And Zoara says, we haven't tried it yet. New technology, I take it. New magics. Well, the Norn division sure is off to their good start. And he slowly breaks the handhold with Galmia and heads back inside. He walks up to Zoara and puts his hand on her shoulder and says, keep her safe. And he looks at Vale and points at him like that. And he doesn't even look at you. Were you inside the carriage?
Yeah.
Didn't see it at all. And goes back. Alright, you guys continue to the middle point. At which point, Happy comes out of the woods right there. You remember me?
Beaten up and tattered.
You can hear the sound of a wagon in the distance. Well, basically, they come out of the woods. Galmia's back in the carriage with all of you. So really, the only people on the outside are Vale, Histion, and Zoara. The dragoon stops at the entrance to the main area and says, "Look, kids, it's the real Heke." Ranka runs up to the clearing, to the entrance to the main clearing. She says, "Oh, Ajora, look!" And Ajora comes up behind her.
She had a reverse.
It's okay.
They look in awe as the carriage passes by.
Where's she at?
Who?
Galmia's
Oh,
inside.
She's inside.
She's inside.
Zoara's on this side. Zoara is on this side, though. Galmia is on that side, and she does wave at them. Ronka clasps Ajora's hand and smiles in glee. And Happy, what are you doing?
I'm gonna nudge at the who's the guy again?
The dragoon.
The dragon and be like, isn't it wonderful that kids still look up to their role models and still have hopes and dreams?
It is. That's all he says.
The assassin goes, "Yo."
The assassin would say really cocky things, but
He's
he's
really stupid and just wanna nudge it and kick him in the back of the knees. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm sore right now, so I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself to regain myself.
Okay.
7d4 plus 3. Running out of my stuff. 6.
Galmia causes the carriage to stop. By this time, they've stalled enough for you to catch up with Glyph.
This?
Yep.
So we're like,
At the gate. You can just be you for now.
the important one.
Galmia opens the door and she says, "Would you two like a ride to the festival?" And Ronka goes, "Yeah!" And Ajora goes, "Oh, but our friends." And he turns around and looks at you, Happy.
I mean, if there's enough room, I can easily just sit in there or just walk on the side. I'd love to come.
Ajora says, "There's other people walking.
Absolutely, I'd love to walk with them.
Get in, Ronka. This is a chance of a lifetime." Ronka says, "You don't have to ask me twice. Tell me twice." And she hops in the carriage.
So
And Ronka looks at you. Ajora.
Looked at me.
Who is this big burly guy?
Ajora, is this what you're gonna be like when you get old?
She's talking to the little kid, right? That little
Yeah.
boy, right?
Ajora gets in next to her, across from Galmia, and he's like,
He's the same kid that we released, right? So I look at the boy, or well, look at the girl first, and then just kind of notice the boy, and be like, in Druid, I say, "So our paths come meet again."
and he says in Druid, "For now."
He still has grudge against you. Yeah.
Zoara sees you and she says, "Oh, hello,"
hello.
through her helm. "You're an interesting creature."
I am a little different, but don't worry, I don't do harm.
Well, I guess we're all headed to the festival.
I guess so. It's so exciting.
The dragoon carries the assassin out of the woods
Thank
and
God.
tips his hand towards you and says, "This is where we part ways."
I guess so. Take care of him. He's a sneaky one.
He's not a good one. That's for sure. And they head north. They pass. The dragoon passes you, carrying an assassin-bound prisoner. He tips his hat at the Kuzlin, and the assassin locks eyes with you.
I don't have to blink.
He looks away.
You blink.
Do you want to engage with him at all?
What was your purpose here?
You're asking the assassin?
Yeah.
He's gagged. He can't talk. The dragoon says, kidnapping, I believe, if I got the story right.
Those children?
He looks at you and says, oh, Yngvi. It's me, Cairn. Cairn's the leader of the dragoons.
Oh.
Here. What are you doing mixed up with all this?
I was reporting the sighting of the fiends.
Fiends.
Yeah, I told you that before I left, didn't I?
This isn't Verda.
But they were stationed there, right?
He's the one that already left.
Oh, well, your brothers know of the fiends'
Well, luckily
approach.
we don't have anything to do with fiends. I suppose we'll need to evacuate.
Well, the triumvirate seems to believe that the danger is going to be dealt with.
Still, though, I'll
Nice
get
to be prepared.
I'll get this prisoner taken care of and then go evacuate our brothers.
Do so. Hope to see you back at the camp.
I'm not going to tell anyone where we're going, but it's time for the League of Riders to fade into the background a little bit. This isn't our time. Wit is just like, interesting. And then they pass by. The cart catches up to the carriage, but they don't interact with each other.
Okay.
But you see Histion, which you saw earlier. I believe that's everyone you've met so far, because you don't see him.
Well, did I see the boy and the girl run out?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I see that they're okay, so that's fine.
Oh yeah, you saw the boy earlier,
Yeah.
so you knew him.
Yeah.
In your mind, you can see that things are starting to come together in an interesting way. Soara looks at you and says, that gate's in there.
Really? I've heard so much about her.
Well, we're going to try to protect her the whole way.
Absolutely.
All right. You guys, as you guys enter into the next town of Alshire, which is where you're very eager to get back to,
Clearly.
the cart starts to roll over as well, and he sighs. Wit sighs heavily. I swear after some rest I'll be like a new man. I'll be like hopping around with lots of energy.
Hopping around like, what was that lad's name I met today?
Zoop.
Zoop! Yes. Did you happen to see him?
That's right.
Came out.
Interesting character.
Sounds annoying.
So are we still headed together in the same place?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Y'all are actually really close together.
Yeah.
But separate still. Y'all didn't mix company yet.
Well, if you feel the need to take a nap, I can take the reins.
No, I think I better stay awake. We're almost there. Like you're literally like right there. And hey, thanks for riding with me.
No problem.
I appreciate it a lot. Honestly.
I'm gonna take off my cloak.
So that's what you are.
Yeah.
A Kiri.
You know Kiri.
Well, of course. Can't say I've ever seen one.
I traveled with Adora.
Oh, the old Hecate.
Yes. Yes.
Must have been fascinating.
It was interesting to say the least. But I know the pain of friends parting from one another.
Are you intending? He points to the carriage ahead. If my hunch is right, that's the Hecate now.
It is.
You're triangling with her again.
I am.
History repeats itself. And he smiles.
Perhaps.
He smiles, and then he smiles a kind of like sly smile. Very interesting. The end.
Cool. Oh, wait.
Oh, +1 with wit.
Hey!
Plus one with it.
If you want.
So, did we derail really bad by keeping Adora alive?
No, it's an option. Adora will not.